You know, what I want to say is one of the things I was most impressed with about Donovan is that, you know, his understanding of dog nature, and I had watched the shows and been on the internet and kind of like was impressed by the shows, you know, what I saw and the control that some dog trainers seem to have over the dogs. But after meeting Donovan, I kind of watch those shows now, and I'm mildly impressed at Max, because I didn't even know it could be like this. I didn't know somebody could just understand the nature of the dog.
Hey, this is Neil, a canine control pet dog graduate, him and his dog Durbin. Durbin is a Rhodesian Ridgback. How old is Durbin now?
He's about 11 months.
About 11 months old. And just for the record, Neil's a local surgeon in the Long Beach Hospital. Am I correct about that?
Emergency physician.
Emergency physician. Emergency room physician over here in Long Beach Hospital. I just wanted to go over a couple of the issues that Durbin was having. I mean, Durbin had a bunch of issues. He was biting the kids. It was like general disobedience. There were some issues with housebreaking. He was afraid of going on the other side of the pool. He was afraid to go to the shower spot. He wasn't under control off the leash. Would that generally describe?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, no, well, we have two small children, so that was a big concern for me, having a big dog. And obviously there's a lot of force he bites, just having him kind of mix with the kids well. And so that was a big issue for me. And also just this kind of breed, you know, jumping up on the table, kind of normal behaviors were a problem.
I noticed that when I first came, you had some books and you had some general information guides that you were trying at the time. You know, I know that, and you watched some local, you know, I'll just stick to this and I'll say that you're using some of the techniques that like major television celebrities were propagating at the time, and
yeah, I mean, I don't think we really knew what to do, so we kind of used the regular outlets for our information, and you know, it turned out a lot of what we were doing was really wrong, and we needed to correct it. Just to get it kind of all better.
Yeah, we did. We had to, a good part of our training was to overcome some of those overly dominant and submissive position postures and stuff that you were taking with the dog, right? The general gist of what you were originally being taught was to be the boss and dominate the dog and lead the pack, which was leading to some over-submissive behaviors, I feel, on Durbin's part, and also him avoiding you a little bit. You know, so you were starting to go down the wrong path. I think you called me at a good time.
You know, absolutely. I was definitely kind of going a little too hard on it.
What would you generally say about the program? Are you happy with it? Do you feel like you learned a lot? What would you generally say about what we offer?
You know, when I first told you and you know, we met and we talked about the plan, you know, I was a little skeptical about dog training. I kind of wanted to train the dog myself. I thought I was, generally speaking, going to do a decent job, maybe not a great job, but a decent job, and that would be good enough. And I thought that using kind of online sources and other sources would be good enough. So I was a little skeptical. My wife wanted me to get a trainer, and so that's why we ended up actually getting a trainer, and luckily we found you. And what I found in the course of our training was that, first of all, I had no clue what I was doing, and a lot of what I was doing was wrong, and at those crucial periods in the beginning, doing the wrong thing, it makes it so much harder. And so kind of luckily we got you on board earlier enough that we stopped that, we stemmed that. And secondly, I can tell you that, you know, just having a dog that's so easy to have around is so different than before what we were dealing with. We couldn't have the dog, two young kids with two on the way. We basically couldn't have the dog unless he was expertly trained.
Two on the way.
So I needed this dog really well trained for it to work with our family, and I can tell you, you know, just we invested a lot of time, okay, and money, and I think that was, you know, completely worth it for me.